Good evening.
Good evening.
This is my little brother, Steve Dornan.
And this is my big brother, Didier Disero.
Tonight we would like to tell you a short story about the Executive MBA Vintage 2015-16.
And the master winemakers who made it all possible.
Once upon a time, to make the tastiest wine, into the cahier press went a hell of a mess.
Then EPFL combined, if just for a time. This'll do just fine, said Felicitas, most divine.
Accounting and risk went by with a whisk. We like these numbers, they said, without any blunders.
Statistics was all go. Julian asked yes or no. But they couldn't find beta, so they asked for more data.
Dropping in on his skis, Daniel controlled as he pleased. Is it okay, he demanded, but the vintage was stranded.
Lawyer Juan Carlos walked in with a Cheshire cat grin. We go for the juiciest one, because they're the most fun.
Then there was Claudio, who explained supply and demandio. He drew neatly with gumption, based on a few reasonable assumptions.
Then arrived Rocky, as quick as a jockey, whose calculations excited, leaving the vintage delighted.
Harry Picker had wit. Let's cut the bullshit. It must of course go with smooth even flow.
Read about 4 seasons, said Jorg with his reasons. You must lead the change. It's now in your range.
Then Guido chimed in. We must do the right thing. Though life is a dance, enjoy the music. Let's sing.
The vintage split into 2 without further ado. One for MOT, the other HEC.
Then came a laugh. So distinctive, the only one. It was J.P. Bernardi making strategy fun.
Then acted James, arriving stage right, put the HEC Vintage's name up in lights.
Then followed John Zimmer, who never looked slimmer. While wearing great breeches, he helped with the speeches.
Then Geoffrey Petty arrived with a wail. All of your businesses are going to fail. Trust me, he said, while sporting a grin, but the vintage still felt rather able to win.
Then came Milano with smiling Francesco. La bella vita tutto bene, we learn right from the get-go.
Back in Lausanne with leadership maestro, John obviously said, needs something, this vino. He added charisma, shutting barrels with a thump. I'm sorry, my friends, the next president is Trump.
Let me tell you a story, smiled charming Giuseppe. Negotiating is fun, as long as we won.
And then once again, barrels taken by stealth. They were split into 2, marked finance and health.
The barrels were checked by Odile and Thierry. They approved the healthcare, marketing and strategy. In marketing, they built a brand pyramid. In strategy, a full stakeholder grid. Health technology assessment of this famous vintage was conducted by Jean Blaise, despite the young vintage. Jean-Pierre evaluated the wine's therapeutic innovation, recommending it could be taken without hesitation. Mark overlooked the entire transfusion. This vintage is healthy, was his conclusion.
The finance barrels arrived in a room where 3 wise men sat. Perhaps rather fittingly, it was almost Christmas at that. The MPV looks good, said Mr. John Doe, who started. Remember the tax, said Mr. Glauser, and both departed. Then there remained one man who looked rather royal. Seek the efficient frontier, said the unrivaled Mr. Goyle.
Then all the barrels were taken individually to pass one final check they called the ISP.
The ISP winemakers unanimously agreed 2015-16 was a very fine vintage indeed.
The end.
To close, we would like to thank the following 4 groups.
To our winemakers, professors, coaches, assistants, it was really a pleasure to learn with all of you. Thank you for your hard work and for allowing us poetic license with the winemaking story tonight.
To our admin team and all the helpers, we know a lot of work went in behind the scenes, for which we're truly grateful, so thank you ever so much.
To our partners, friends and families who supported us and sacrificed so we could complete this course of study, we will spend the next weeks, months, years, okay, maybe not years, okay, years repaying you.
And finally, to our classmates, thank you for your support, humour, hard work, and making it all worthwhile. Now, as the famous philosopher and singer-songwriter Pink wrote, let's get the party started. Thank you.
Good night.